Firefighters far and wide are trying to contain the fire raging across 850,000 acres in the Texas Panhandle and into Oklahoma. So far, at least one person has died.
The blaze has also destroyed homes, burned ranches, killed livestock, and forced evacuations. The fire has been raging for 2 days now and has become the second largest fire in Texas history. Joining us right now to tell us more about the impacts is Matthew Ford with Texas A&M Forest Service. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Matthew, can you tell people who might not be familiar with the Texas A&M Forest Service what exactly you guys do?
Yes, ma'am. So Texas A&M Forest Service is the state agency for wildfire response. We do anything from wildfire suppression, forest health management, and water quality for the state of Texas.
Oh, wow. So in a very good position to know a little bit about this fire and sort of what it's going to take to put it out. What does the fire look like now, and what are the biggest challenges in containing it?
Yes, ma'am. So right now we're having an evolving situation. There are 5 large wildfires in the Panhandle, the largest being the Smokehouse Creek fire, which is currently sitting at 850,000 acres and still remaining at 3% contained. With what we're seeing out in the field, we do have large growth of vegetation that has been cured from our winter season, as well as winds and rough terrain that is making some progress slower in some areas due to our heavy machinery at this time.
Yeah, so that wind that you're talking about, the wind and rough terrain, is that fueling the fire?
What those conditions really are doing is not just inhibiting, but it's slowing the progress of our heavy machinery. We're having to take some more indirect approaches that we would otherwise take directly, and we are having to revise tactics on the ground as the situation unfolds.
Yeah, we mentioned that it's the second largest fire in Texas history. What was the first, just for comparison?
Yes, ma'am. The first one, I believe, is in 2007. The name doesn't ring a bell right now, but it was in that same area. I would believe it's something around the Amarillo Complex fire, and that was, I believe, just short of 1 million acres.
Wow. And can we talk a little bit about this region? We know it's in the Panhandle. I mean, in terms of the video we're seeing just a lot of sort of plains-looking areas. There don't seem to be many homes. Talk a little bit about that and the danger. Are there a lot of people who live in this area that's being threatened right now?
Yes, ma'am. So even though the Panhandle is not as populated, similar to cities such as Austin and the Houston area, there are a lot of ranchers and a lot of valuable infrastructure in that area in terms of ranchers and farmers that do play an important role in the state's economy and that kind of thing. We are doing the best we can in terms of protecting both lives and property at this time.
Yeah. So we know a lot of firefighters from the Houston area and all over the state and other neighboring states are headed there to help. What will sort of their roles be? I mean, what are they doing? Are they setting up, I guess, barriers or wetting? I mean, what do they do once they get there to a huge fire like this?
Yes, ma'am. So really what happens is any kind of wildfire situation starts at the local level and progresses up to the state and potentially the federal area as the complexity grows. So as firefighters from all around the state are assisting with the Panhandle, they are involved in all actions, whether that is ground crews helping do structure protection with engines such as our Texas Intrastate Fire Mutual Aid System, as well as providing medical assurances and logistical needs at all levels of the spectrum.
So what other needs do you have? Like, what's it going to take to contain this fire? What are some of the measures that you're taking now to prevent this from spreading even more?
Yes, ma'am. So right now, ground crews are continuing to construct lines. We are receiving more resources inbound as we speak, as well as aviation resources to help build containment lines and contain the current fire perimeter. Also, we do have out-of-state resources in terms of an incident management team transitioning on scene that specialize in this type of complex fire situation that consists of a minimum of 35 personnel.
Yeah, and I don't, not expecting you to know these numbers off the top of your head, but when I asked how it compared with the largest wildfire in Texas, I was thinking about the Bastrop wildfire because it might be the most recent history where people could kind of remember that for years and years you drive through that area and see that the trees, you could still tell that there was a major fire event there, and that's been, what, like a long time ago?
Yeah, probably 10 years ago.
Yes, ma'am. So it's hard to compare from one wildfire to another just because of how different they are in terms of the weather conditions, the terrain, what is going on in terms of resources. With the Bastrop fire, complex fire, excuse me, there was a heavily densely populated area. Hopefully with what's going on in the Panhandle, population is a little bit more sparsely populated, and that also plays in the key factor in terms of how involved structure protection is, how far we need to jump out,
right,
as well as the tactics that are being placed on top of these unified command structures.
All right, Matthew Ford with the Texas A&M Forest Service, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Yes, thank you for having me.